Oh my gosh, like I am in the medical field.
Said, son, you'll remember this day for the rest of your life. I think he's right. Mom said, now you've got something new to write about tonight. I think she's right.
Happy first day of work and happy first day trying to do a morning run. That's why I'm up so early, so that I can run before it reaches 90 degrees today. I don't know yet what my eating breakfast, drinking coffee routine is going to be before morning runs. I'm just gonna have to figure out what works best for me, but I'm about to put some band-aids on and double sock up to avoid getting blisters this morning. But it's just a 30-minute run today. And then after that, I'm gonna get ready to go to my orientation for my very first day as a medical social worker.
Oh, the sky is the limit.
It's not even 6 a.m. yet, and I'm already sweating just from being outside. I haven't even started my run yet. I'll definitely be fighting the blisters today. I can already tell, but that's okay. It's kind of pretty. I kind of like it out here. And that is totally me just trying to find joy also in waking up so early.
Everything's gonna be okay. Don't it feel good to say that everything is gonna be okay? Baby, I'm a man of my word. I told you I'd come back prepared to give you the world. Oh, I always thought that we belonged together.
Today is orientation. I'm not actually going to the hospital. To my knowledge, I believe from it's 8:30 to 1:15 was like new employee orientation, which is system-wide. So I imagine they're going to talk about, you know, the mission and all of that at that one. And then from 1:15 to 4 or 4:30, probably 4:30 is computer-based training, which it sounds like are going to be like training modules. I'm sure I'm gonna have to watch like a video about sexual harassment, that type of thing. But I'm sure I'll also learn more once I get there. I'm leaving early because I want to give myself, you know, time for traffic, or also I've never parked in the employee parking before. That reminds me, I need a badge out. It was funny packing my little orientation bag today. It's heavy because it has my water bottle in it, but I don't have to pack for jail anymore. So as you notice, this bag is opaque. It is not see-through. And I also have like a glass container in there holding my sandwich, which I would not have been able to bring to my past job. I think I already said good morning. If I didn't, hi, good morning. I'm Anna. I'm a social worker. And as of today, I am a medical social worker working with children. I won't go actually into the hospital until orientation is done, which I think will be on Thursday of this week. So I'm gonna do a whole week vlog, just get everything into this video. I am quite excited. You're looking at the newest medical social worker on the town, hitting the streets. Gonna take my badge off, and then I kind of want to flex a little bit, just like showing that I have a badge. Did you know? I learned this today whenever I was trying to scan in. Badges stretch. Never did I ever know that. Anyways, I left at 4:45 today. The beginning half of the day, kind of like I thought it was orientation, where we like watched videos from the CEO and like had many different speakers come and talk about benefits and culture and mission, that type of thing. And there were so many people there because it's like system wide in the whole like metro area, everyone who was starting today. So it was a lot of people. But then after that, we went to a computer lab and started working on some of the like techie stuff, like getting email set up, getting login set up. And then after that, I connected with my social work supervisor who was in the building today, and I finally got like a schedule for what the next couple of weeks look like, because I was kind of up in the air. I wasn't really sure like where I was going, what I was doing, and when. And for the next 2 weeks, I kind of bounced between being at the like administrative location and doing onboarding type stuff, because 2 social workers started today, me and someone else. 2 of us started today, and then a 3rd one starts next Monday. So we were doing the online trainings together, and then coming up there'll be more like social work onboarding that'll happen at the administrative administrative location, but then also we'll start shadowing at the locations that we'll actually be at. So like in my unit, I'll be shadowing and everything coming up. Today was all at administration. Tomorrow's all at administration. Wednesday morning's at administration. And then during lunch break, we're just gonna commute to my location and then also take a lunch break. And then Thursday is all at my location. And then next week, there's like days like that too. So I feel like I was writing down my schedule so many times because I was like, I'm gonna show up to the wrong place at the wrong time. Lots of learning to do though, but I'm so thrilled for it because I even mentioned in a recent video how like at my previous job, I was just like thrown in and then people acted surprised when I didn't know how to do things, even as far as like clocking in. I was like, I've never been taught this. So the fact that this is such a streamlined process, love that. The campus I was at today was beautiful. Honestly, they played like a video talking about the core values and it had like someone's story in it and I was just sitting there, I was which I think is a good sign that I feel like passionate about the mission. I feel excited. And even like when they're going over benefits, there's so many things that they do for employees, which is just so cool to hear, and that makes me feel lucky to have this job because it's not like they're just saying like, oh, make sure to take care of yourself. It's like, we know that if our employees are at their best, then that ultimately means that the best service is given to children. And so like, here are all the things that we're going to do to make sure you can be at your best, which I really, really love. So first day feels like I didn't do much today. It was just a lot of learning, a lot of orientation, but first day feels are definitely high, definitely hopeful. Obviously every job has its flaws, but I haven't found any yet. And I'm excited because like for this week-long vlog, we'll get to go to the actual hospital itself too. I guess this is just a little disclaimer. As you know, if you've been watching me, whenever I worked in jail, I never filmed anything inside because you can't bring a phone, can't bring a camera, and it's illegal. I don't plan on filming in hospitals, even with this position too. Even though my phone will be on me, it still is prohibited to video, to film, to take pictures. One, because there are children all over the place, minors, you know, and two, because I never want to risk violating, even on accident, any kind of privacy, health, HIPAA, anything. So obviously we'll find a new balance with this new job versus the old job, because the old job, obviously there was nothing. You saw nothing ever. But I guess that's just like my public proclamation that I love this YouTube channel. I love talking about my job. I love talking about my experience and helping others through my experience. But I do very much think about and prioritize not even just being professional, but like respecting clients over anything. So there's my disclaimer that I will never share people's stories who are not my own, people's data who is not my own, and I would never risk doing so. I feel like you can tell I was at orientation today. I'm gonna go inside though. I have a dinner recipe planned. I think it's like a chicken strawberry lettuce type deal going on. I'm not for sure, but we'll figure it out. And like I said, overall feeling good, which is great. Loving that. This is it, I swear. It's before 6 again, and so I'm waking up early. Today's an arm day though, like doing weights in the gym. So at least this I've done before. I hadn't done my early runs in forever, but just want to say good morning. Happy Tuesday. Run away with you. I just want to run away with you. Don't you want to know that the time's changing? Don't you want to know that the ride is yours? Don't you want to roll away? This morning's been weird. Number one, whenever I was getting ready this morning, I felt like any outfit I tried on or like even how to my makeup, I was like, I feel like I don't look like myself. Like, what is happening here? Or I just felt like I looked like super tired or something. So it's just like weird getting ready whenever I was like just not feeling great about me. It's strange, I know. But then whenever I was leaving, I was all of a sudden all stressed that I was gonna be late, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm pushing it too close, whatever. And I'm literally here 20 minutes early. Like I have 20 minutes to walk into the room. So I'm good. I'll just be here early. That's fine. Today is patient care provider orientation, which to my understanding is kind of like customer service for the medical field, maybe like bedside manner. I'm not sure exactly, but that is until 1:15, and then after 1:15 is more like independent time for computer-based training, which I finished quite a few of my little training modules yesterday, but still have a couple left. So I guess hopefully maybe I'll get those done today. I'm not sure. Yesterday it was cool because I forget if I said this, my top supervisor like rented me and the other social worker out like a little room, and we were able to check out laptops. So we were kind of able to like, do our training like away from other people. Made me feel special. I brought my coffee in my Yeti cup because I could never bring that into jail, and so kind of feels fun to be able to bring it with me to work. Kind of feels illegal, but I'll check in with you, hoping for another good day. Again, I'm not like doing much other than learning and orientating, but we'll see, you know, who I meet, what I learn. Hope you're having a good day too. So this morning, right before training was going to start, I did my like last little bathroom break. I'm standing at the sink washing my hands. I take the little clip that you would have seen in my fancy bathroom. As soon as I put my phone down, none other walks in than the CEO of the entire corporation. And she looks at me and says, "Good morning," and then like keeps walking. And I was sitting there, I was so starstruck because too, since I'm in orientation, we've been watching so many videos like with her in it. I don't even know if she's there like all day. I don't know. I felt like it was meeting a Disney princess. I was, "Good morning." But today was actually really good. I think I thought in my head that because it's like presentations and learning that I wouldn't be interested or I wouldn't be engaged. Some of the topics I obviously like, I knew, but it was still refreshers. But we went over everything from infection prevention to patient experience to like whole family approach to behavioral mental health differences to using interpreters. Like it was so much. It was presentations, speaking presentations until about 1:30, and we had a lunch break in the middle of that. And then after that was more just computer time to finish up the like modules and watching videos and everything. And I finished all of the ones that I had to do today. So I'm all set, I think, for those. As far as those go, tomorrow I start still at the same location I've been at, and in the middle of the day is when I'm gonna move to the hospital for the first time. I'm going there. I think I'm gonna be shadowing tomorrow afternoon. So in the morning I have EPIC training. I think it's 4.5 hours of EPIC training, which is the web interface that they use, that a lot of hospitals use, that I've never used before, so that'll be good to be trained on it. And then yeah, after EPIC training we'll be shadowing for just half the day. Full day shadowing Thursday. Spoiler, I guess. Tonight I do not know what I'll get up to. I think I have, maybe it's like a sweet potato hash is for dinner tonight. And then maybe like reading, maybe editing a video. I really don't know. I feel like this is something that happened whenever I started my job last year too, is I didn't really know how to prioritize and make time of my time after work, because it feels like, okay, I still have, you know, like 3.5, 4 hours since I go to bed early, which is a significant amount of time, but somehow sometimes I just like sit and it kind of wastes away. But I mean, I'm in a transition period, so like I'm not trying not to be hard on myself about that, because obviously change feels kind of weird, but eventually I'm going to want a routine. So I don't know what I'm going to prioritize tonight to try to make it feel better. I'm talking with my hands so much. I feel like I've been watching presenters too much today. Like I have my clicker, except really it's my my lens cap. Tonight we'll see. Oh, and there was thunder. I think tonight Zach is doing something with his coworkers, so it might just be me and the roommates around. I'm not sure. We'll see. Happy Wednesday. Happy day 3 of work. I actually am early. My training doesn't start until 8:30 and it is currently 7:37 because I actually yesterday had to schedule a vaccine appointment for today. There's like various shot records and everything that they need whenever you start to work in a hospital, and one of those is that you need to have gotten your Hep B vaccinations, which I did. Like those are ones that you get whenever you're less than a year old. I forget exactly what months, but like less than a year old. Those are your baby shots. So I got my baby shot, but they pulled my blood last week, and I guess they test to make sure you still have immunity, and my Hep B immunity's gone, so I have to re-get that dosage, which I just didn't know that was the thing. Like I kind of felt like, oh, once I get my baby shots then I'm good, but I guess I've just been, you know, raw dog and Hep B out here. So I have that appointment at 7:45. I imagine that it's not going to take long, and then I'll have time between that and when my training starts. Like I brought my book, I can sit outside, find a place to hunker down. It's EPIC training today though, so it'll be in a computer lab learning the computer system that the hospital uses. 4.5 hours, but I honestly like, I hope I get a grasp of it in that time because it's so complex and I've never used it before. And then actually at lunchtime today, I'll be going to my actual hospital, like commuting across the city to get to where I'll actually be, and I'm pretty sure I'm shadowing this afternoon. I think that's what's happening, or at least like meeting, walking around. I'm not sure exactly, but kind of some more action today than there has been. But I'm gonna go so that I can get to my vaccination appointment on time. And baby's first shots over here.
Let's take a sip from the cup of chance. We're both so young, and baby, we've got time to face our fears, make our dreams come true. We both know what we want and what we've got to do. I don't know where the road will go, but baby, we can find out. If you trust me, you will know. It'll all unfold. I don't know where the road will go, but baby, we can find it. We can find that pot of gold. Find that pot of gold.
I am done with the morning part of the day. I feel like I learned so much in the past 3.5 hours about just like Epic and how it works and everything, because I obviously had no idea previously. So it was a lot of like sitting and like watching the instructor do tutorials and then like following along and how to put in notes and how to pull up charts and that kind of thing. But it was just me and the one other social worker in that specific class, so it made it like private tutoring, which was good. And I got my lunch here, got a sandwich, got my apple. I'm just gonna eat before I head to my hospital for the day. Usually I won't be able to park at my hospital. There's a whole like shuttle system thing that they got going on because parking's so limited, but since it's my first day, they said that I can park there. So we'll take full advantage of that while I can. I went to my hospital for the first time. It was all shadowing, just like I told you I was doing. So I just gotta like sit in. I think like I knew obviously that I would be working in a hospital, but actually like being around doctors and fellows and residents and NPs and everything and like hearing them talk to each other and sitting in on like rounds and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, like I am in the medical field. She's a woman in STEM. So I got to be on my unit. I was with a person on my unit, but then I will only do inpatient. The person I was shadowing today also dabbles in a little bit of outpatient. So spend a little time seeing like what she does in outpatient too, even though I won't be doing that. Got to see her interact with families, kind of see, you know, just like what goes on a little bit. It was a chaotic afternoon for her. It felt like it wasn't all that long. Like it was 4 hours, but probably about an hour and a half of that was sitting in like a rounds meeting with a bunch of doctors, learning so much medical terminology that I'm like wanting to go research now just so I know what they're talking about. Got to walk the floor, walk the unit. I feel like no matter how many times I walk around the floor of the hospital, I'm like, I have literally no idea where I am. Like all these walls are painted the same color. I'm sure I'll eventually get it, but right now it's wow. But it was really cool and it just like made me feel very excited. I didn't get to see my office today. She was going to take me to see my office, but then just time got away from us. I feel like I'm headed into a busy evening. Really, the only things I need to do are go for a 30-minute run. I didn't this morning because I had that vaccine shot. So like since I had to be at work earlier, I wasn't confident in being able to run, shower, get fully ready, eat a good breakfast, all of that before going in this morning. So I just saved my run for now, and it's hot and humid. So we'll see how that goes. And then I need to pack because tomorrow I'm going straight from work to the airport. So I need to pack to have all of my suitcases and bags and everything ready before tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow's a whole entire day of shadowing. So I'm sure I'm gonna, you know, feel exhausted, everything. I forget, I don't remember if we've talked about this yet. My dress code is either business casual, which is what I've been wearing. I've been wearing the bus cas because that's what I already own. And also I kind of wanted to see what other people were wearing and everything. But my dress code is either business casual or scrub pants, a t-shirt, and tennis shoes, which of those two options, you know, which is more comfortable. So I do imagine that I will eventually be transitioning into the scrub pants, t-shirt, and shoes type of range. But I think it might take me a second because one, I don't own scrub pants right now. So I would have to like get scrub pants, which is fine. Like I can do that, but I don't have them right now. Two, I want to wait till I get new tennis shoes, start wearing tennis shoes to work, just because I don't want to wear my specific running shoes all during the day as well. And then three, I know that I'm going to be getting so many t-shirts from this place of employment, and I already have one just from orientation. They gave us one. So I'm just going to wait until I have like a couple more handy so that I can cycle through them, because it has to be their t-shirts. So some people have been asking if I get to wear scrubs, and the answer is yes. I just won't be immediately because of all of those factors.
Find that pot of gold. People talk, oh people talk. They don't like what we have got, oh baby, you and me, but we don't care what the world will say. We will find our way, regardless of what they say.
I'm actually walking to Zach's car right now because we are going straight from here to the airport, but I did get packed last night. And then this morning, well, I got partially packed last night, and then this morning kind of finished up, like woke up early and finished up what I hadn't yet. It is so humid out. I'm going to the airport fully in my work get up just because I don't have too much time to waste, but I'll try to pull the camera out in the car to tell you about my full day of shadowing today.
Where the road will go, baby, we can find out. If you trust me, you will know. It'll all unfold. I don't know where the road will go.
So apparently I totally lied about catching you up in the car, and it's now quite a few days later. You'll see this outfit for what day it currently is today in a future vlog, so that's a little fun Easter egg to look out for. But reflection on my first full day of shadowing. I really like how with the orientation that I'm doing, it's like a little bit of learning and then you get to see it, and then next week will be a little bit of learning and getting to see it more, because I think sometimes if you front load all just information of like, this is how you do this is how you do this is step 1, step 2, it doesn't feel concrete relevant until you're actually doing it, but by that point you're not like still learning, so it's kind of weird. Whereas on the flip side, if you start observing everything without actually knowing what's going on, it just is hard to learn too. So I really like that they're sprinkling in like, okay, here's your presentation days, your learning days, and then here's where you get to see it. Big fan of that. But as far as the actual shadowing goes, it looks like every day is just going to be pretty different. I kind of mentioned in a previous video that my role as a medical social worker I think is a little bit unique compared to some medical social workers. I think the role varies just depending on the hospital system you're in, and while the general things can look the same, me particularly, I do not do much with discharge at all, because there are people like case managers who that's their specific role, and that's not me in this situation. And so a lot of it is working with the family of the patient, because all of the patients are children, but most of my patients are babies. And so obviously, even if the baby is the client, really it's the whole family system around them, and it's just helping make the hospital process smoother, I guess. And so lots of that is connecting with resources, whether it's making sure that the family has somewhere to stay while they're in the hospital. There are sleeping rooms available, not every night. There is things like Ronald McDonald House. There are different organizations that help families who are like from further away who come for the hospital, making sure they have places to stay. It can be working with families to find transportation. It can be working with families to have conversations with the doctor and kind of facilitate that to make sure that like questions can be asked, and is the information being explained in a way that the family truly understands it, and is the family able to like hear the recommendations of the doctor and still feel empowered to like have a say in their child's care as well, if that's something that they're seeking. So I think from what I can tell now, my best way to describe the role is just trying to make sure that everything is taken care of for the family so that they can focus solely in on their kid while they're there. Now obviously with social work, where the caveats to that come in are that obviously families are not perfect, and so navigating that as well, whether that means that child protection needs to get involved, whether that's the parents have lost custody of the child already, or if there is like suspicious things going on where there needs to be a report getting made, or if there is joint custody between two caregivers who do not agree, things like that that can kind of pop up, that social work also navigates to ensure that the needs of the child are always being met in the way that can best be met for them. So I really am excited to see all that this role has to offer. But what is funny is that the Thursday today, except it's not today because I'm filming this late, I'm headed straight to the airport to go home for a weekend, and then I have another week of onboarding, but then it's Memorial Day 3-day weekend, and then I only work 2 days, and then I go to Costa Rica. So this is just like a weird beginning to the work week. I feel like it's a little taste test, a little dip our toes in. There will be one more, maybe 2 more like work week videos before the Costa Rica videos, so things are just kind of funny. But I appreciate you clicking on this video and coming through this little journey with me. I think it's fun to document these big life moments. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this. If you have, let me know. If you haven't, go check it out. But I have a playlist on my channel that I think it's called like the big moments. I think that's what it's called. I've used the same song through like graduation, moving to Atlanta, graduation from MSW, like talking about what I was going to do post-grad with MSW. I'm pretty sure with my first day of work at jail, and then also with my last day of work at jail, it's the same song. It's called The Rest of My Life. So now it's just sentient fun for me, but I think it's really cool to be able to share these moments on this channel. So I'm so glad that you're here to receive them. Thank you for all of the well wishes as I've begun this job. It really just warms my heart. Make sure if you're not subscribed to subscribe. It's really helpful and fun to me so I can keep making these videos while being full-time. I hope you're having such a great week. Being kind to yourself, taking care of yourself, being kind to others. I love you, and I'll see you next time.